Good evening, friends. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe the channel if you have not. अगर आपने अभी तक सब्सक्रिप्शन का बटन प्रेस नहीं किया है तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब करिए और लाइक करिए. In continuation with the previous video, we'll now discuss for the other areas where it is not considered as GST. The supply is not considered as supply, or consideration for money is not considered as supply, and GST is not attracted on those things. जैसे compensation for cancellation of coal blocks, check dishonor, fine or penalty imposed for violation of laws, forfeiture of salary or payment of bond, and in the event the employee leaving the employment before minimum agreed period. Then fifth, compensation for not collecting toll charges, then late payment or surcharge or fee, fixed operating charges, fixed capacity charges for power, and cancellation charges. Compensation for cancellation of coal blocks. So, in the year 2014, coal block or mine allocation were cancelled by the Honorable Supreme Court by order dated 24/9/2014. Subsequently, Coal Mines Provision Special Provision Act 2015 was enacted to provide for allocation of coal mines and vesting of rights, title and interest in and over the land and mines infrastructure together with mining lease to successful bidders and allottees. So, in accordance with Section 16 of the said Act, prior old allottee of mines were given compensation in the year 2016 towards the transfer of their rights or titles in the land, mine, infrastructure, geographical reports, etc. But यहाँ पे there was no contract between the government and the old allottees of the coal mines. So जब उनका cancel हुआ तो government had to pay the compensation to them through the Supreme Court order, and the payment received by such coal mines was not regarded as supply, and so the above case was not taxable and was not applicable for GST taxation. The compensation paid for cancellation of coal block pursuant to the order of Supreme Court in the above case was not taxable. Next is check, dishonor, fine or penalty. See, there is no contract to dishonor a check and pay fine. No supplier wants a check given to him to be dishonored. It entails extra administrative cost to him and disruption of his routine activities and cash flows. So, penalty or fine is paid by the supplier or banker if a banker imposes penalty for dishonor. So that is to refrain from dishonoring the check, not as a part of contract. Therefore, the fine or penalty that the supplier or banker imposes for dishonor of check is a penalty imposed not for tolerating the act or situation, but a fine or penalty imposed for not tolerating, penalizing, and thereby deterring and discouraging such an act or situation. Therefore, check, dishonor, fine or penalty is not consideration for any service and not taxable. Check, dishonor, fine और penalty को हम service नहीं consider कर सकते and वह taxable नहीं होगा. Next is penalty imposed for violation of laws. Penalty imposed for violation of laws such as traffic violation or for violation of pollution norms or other laws are also not consideration for any supply received and are not taxable, which are also not taxable. Same is the case with fines, penalty. जैसे हमने पहले डिस्कस किया, चेक डिसऑनर का पेनल्टी फाइन इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज सर्विस. इन द सेम वे, the cases with fine penalties imposed by the mining department of a central or state government or a local authority on discovering mining of excess material beyond the permissible limit or mining activities in violation of mining permitted, such penalties cannot be considered as a service and it cannot be taxed. Laws are not framed for tolerating their violation. They stipulate penalty. उन पे पेनाल्टी इसलिए लगाते हैं कि वो लॉ को वॉयलेट ना करें, ना कि वो वॉयलेशन करके पेनाल्टी की चाह रखते हैं. Therefore, there is no agreement between the government and the violator specifying that violation would be allowed or permitted against payment of fine or penalty. There cannot be such an agreement. Therefore, the Service Tax Education Guide issued in 2012 on advent of negative list regime of services explained that fines and penalties paid for violation of provision of law are not consideration and no services received in lieu of payment of such fines and penalty. Therefore, it also holds true for the GST law. GST also cannot be charged. हम फाइन्स और पेनाल्टीज पे GST भी चार्ज नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि वह ना तो सप्लाई है ना ही सर्विस है. नेक्स्ट इज forfeiture of salary or payment of bond amount in the event of employee leaving the employment before the minimum agreed period. एम्प्लॉयर को एम्प्लॉई हायर करने के लिए एक्सपेंडिचर इनकर करना पड़ता है. इट इज़ नॉट एन ईजी जॉब टू हायर एन एम्प्लॉय. उसके लिए दे हैव टू इन्वेस्ट इन रिक्रूटमेंट एजेंसीज, हिज ट्रेनिंग एंड अदर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स टू मेक हिम पार्ट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. उसको ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में फिट होने के लिए फर्स्ट ट्रेनिंग देनी पड़ती है, रिक्रूटर एजेंसीज रखना पड़ता है ताकि सही कैंडिडेट का चयन हो सके और उनको बिजनेस सीक्रेट्स और प्राइवेसी सब उनको दिया जाता है. वो डिटेल्स और बिजनेस के बारे में जानकारी दी जाती है. अगर कोई एम्प्लॉई अपने टाइम के पहले ही मिनिमम जो अग्रीड पीरियड होता है उसके पहले अगर वो एम्प्लॉयमेंट छोड़ता है तो उसे बॉन्ड पेमेंट करना पड़ता है और या तो उसकी सैलरी फोरफीट हो जाती है. सो सच इनकम इज ऑल्सो नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज सप्लाई बिकॉज ड्यूरिंग द अग्रीमेंट फॉर हायरिंग एन एम्प्लॉई देयर कैन नॉट बी की a situation where the employee will leave before the minimum agreed period cannot be a part of contract. It will be liable to fine or penalties because to avoid him to leave the contract or leave the service before the minimum agreed period. The contract is entered with the employee for minimum agreed period. They have to be in the service. So if an employee leaves before the minimum agreed period and this salary or payment of bond has to be done by him, either the salary is forfeited or he is required to pay the bond amount. वह इसलिए देते हैं क्योंकि वो एम्प्लॉयमेंट छोड़े नहीं, ना कि उसका वो पार्ट ऑफ द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है कि उसको एम्प्लॉयमेंट वो छोड़ भी सकता है मिनिमम अग्रीड पीरियड. वह कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में नहीं रहता है. टू अवॉइड द रेजिग्नेशन बिफोर द मिनिमम अग्रीड पीरियड इसलिए उनको पेनाल्टी का क्लॉज देते हैं. सो दैट कैन ऑल्सो बी नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज सर्विस और सप्लाई and as such it cannot attract GST. The next is compensation for not collecting toll charges. In the wake of demonetization, NHAI directed the concessionaries, toll operators to allow free access of toll roads to the users from 8/11/2016 to 1/12/2016. जब डीमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ था, लोगों को एक शहर से दूसरे शहर या एक स्टेट से दूसरे स्टेट टोल ऑपरेटर्स को पेमेंट देने की ज़रूरत नहीं थी, for which the loss of toll charge was paid as compensation by NHAI as per the instruction of Ministry of Road Transportation and Highways. The toll reimbursements were calculated based on average monthly collection of the toll. So, a question arose whether the compensation paid to the concessionaire by project authorities in lieu of suspension of toll collection during the demonetization period was taxable as a service by way of agreeing to refrain from collection of toll. यहाँ पर क्या टोल कलेक्शन से रिफ्रेन कर रहे हैं, तो क्या वो कॉम्पनसेशन जो बाद में उन्हें मिल रहा है उसको सप्लाई जैसे कंसिडर करेंगे या उसको सर्विस जैसे कंसिडर करेंगे? इट हैज़ बीन क्लैरिफाइड by circular number 212/2 2019 ST dated 21st/5/2019 that the service that is provided by toll operators is that of access to a road or bridge, toll charges being merely a consideration for that service. During the period from 8/11 to 1/12/2016, the services of access of road or bridge continued to be provided without collection of toll from users. Therefore, consideration came from a person other than the actual user of service does not mean that the service has changed. Next is late payment, surcharge or fee. So, the facility of accepting late payment with interest or late payment fee, fine, penalty is facility granted by the supplier is naturally bundled with the main supply. So it is not uncommon, like if someone misses the date of last day of payment of electricity, water, telecommunication, so they have to pay with interest or with fine or penalty. Here, these services are common and almost all service providers across the world provide the facility of accepting late payment with late fine or penalty. तो इसलिए यहाँ पर अगर आप पेनाल्टी लेट पेमेंट के लिए पे कर रहे हैं या इंटरेस्ट पे कर रहे हैं लेट पेमेंट के लिए, तो वह सप्लाई कंसिडर होगा एंड इट विल बी इंक्लूडेड इन द ओरिजिनल सप्लाई. वह ओरिजिनल सप्लाई का जो रहेगा कॉन्सेप्ट उसके साथ ही इंक्लूड होगा. ओनली इफ लेट पेमेंट इज मेड, अगर सिर्फ खाली लेट पेमेंट करते हैं तो ही वह मेन सप्लाई में गिना जाएगा एंड उस पर भी जीएसटी अप्लीकेबल होगा. ये इट इज़ नॉट सेम एज दैट ऑफ चेक डिसऑनर फाइन और पेनाल्टी. चेक डिसऑनर फाइन पेनाल्टी जो सप्लाई नहीं कंसिडर होता है, ये वैसे नहीं है. लेट पेमेंट का जो भी फीस आएगा, जो भी पेमेंट फाइन पेनाल्टी आएगा, वह ओरिजिनल सप्लाई में इंक्लूड होगा एंड उस पर भी जीएसटी अप्लीकेबल होगा. तो यह दिस इज एन एक्सेप्शन. इट कैन नॉट बी सेड कि लाइक एज चेक डिसऑनर पेमेंट और for electricity or for any other purpose we are paying fine. This is not same as that late payments, surcharge or fee. So late payment, surcharge or fee is taken as a supply and bundled with the original main supply, and on this the GST is also charged. Next is fixed capacity charges for power. The price charged for electricity by power generating companies from the state electricity boards, DISCOMs, or by SEBs, DISCOMs from individual customer has two components, namely fixed charge or capacity charge and variable charge per unit charge. The minimum fixed charges have to be paid by the SEBs, DISCOMs, individual customers irrespective of the quantity of electricity scheduled or purchased by them during a month. They take care of fixed cost of generating, supplying electricity. The variable charges are charged per unit of electricity purchased and increase or decrease every month depending on the quantity of electricity consumed. The fact that the minimum fixed charges remain the same whether electricity is consumed or not, or it is scheduled or consumed below the contracted or available capacity or a minimum threshold, does not mean that minimum fixed charge or part of it is charged for tolerating the act of not scheduling or consuming the contracted or available capacity or a minimum threshold. Both the components of price, the minimum fixed charges and variable energy charges, are charged for the sale of electricity and are thus not taxable as electricity is exempt from GST. Electricity is exempt from GST, so these are not taxable as electricity. Power purchase agreements, here it comes. Power purchase agreements may have provision that the power producer shall not supply electricity to a third party without approval of buyer. Such agreements which ensure supply of power to state electricity boards, DISCOMs, are ancillary arrangements. The contract is essentially for supply of electricity. So here it can be taken. The next is cancellation of charges. Cancellation charges. A supply contracted for, such as booking of hotel accommodation, entertainment event or a journey, may be cancelled by a customer or may not proceed as intended due to his failure to show up for availing the same at the designated place and time. So this is also as like late fee payment. So in the same way, cancellation charges for not showing up on the designated place, time, or for not taking the hotel accommodation or for not taking the journey is a part and parcel of the main supply. Like the supplier has to do all the other arrangements for booking a hotel booking, for an entertainment or a journey. So the cancellation or not showing up on the main day will forfeit the consideration whatever is given by the acceptor. So if he doesn't show it up, the consideration is forfeited and it is all bundled up in the supply, same supply. So those things are also considered as a part of supply and such GST is also applicable on them. Please understand not to mix it up with the charges for dishonor of check. Dishonor of check is not part of contract, but the supply for hotel booking, entertainment or journey, if cancelled by the customer, becomes part of the supply because it is bundled up. For making the arrangements of booking the event or the hotel accommodation or a journey, the supplier has to do a bundle of arrangements to make the contract. So if the contract has not taken place, the consideration which is forfeited or the security deposit or earnest money paid by the customer for the intended supply, that will be a part of supply and as such GST will also be charged on the same. It is a common practice for suppliers of services such as hotel accommodation, tour and travel, transportation, etc. to provide the facility of cancellation of the intended supplies within certain time period on payment of cancellation fee. Cancellation fee can be considered as the charges for the cost involved in making the arrangement. Like I said कि ये सब फैसिलिटीज़ देने के लिए या होटल अकोमोडेशन बुक करना हो या टूर का या ट्रैवल या कोई ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का बुक करना हो तो उसके लिए सप्लायर को कॉस्ट बेयर करना पड़ता है. अगर कस्टमर वो सप्लाई नहीं लेता है और या जिस निर्धारित दिन पर वो सब आता नहीं है तो जो फोरफीट होता है, जो उसका कंसिडरेशन ऑलरेडी जो दिया हुआ है सप्लायर को, वो पार्ट ऑफ सप्लाई ही कहा जाएगा एंड उस पर GST भी अप्लीकेबल रहेगा. Such as in cancellation of reserved tickets by the Indian Railways. Services such as transportation, travel, and tour constitute a bundle of services. The transportation service, for instance, start with booking of the ticket of the travel and last at least till exit of the passenger from the destination terminal. So all these services are at a cost. It is not कि आपने जिस ticket book कर दिया तो it's only one part of it. For the supplier, he has to do a whole lot of arrangements for doing the same. All services such as making available online portal or convenient booking counters with basic facilities such as transportation terminal or in the city to reserve the seat and issue tickets for reserved seat, all these are part of the main supply and it form part and parcel of the transportation service what he is providing. So therefore, it is a composite supply and it will be applicable to GST and as it is considered as supply in the ordinary course of business. Therefore, facilitation supply of allowing cancellation of intended supply against payment of cancellation fee or retention or forfeiture of a part or whole of the consideration or security deposit in such cases should be assessed as the principal supply. Accordingly, the amount forfeited in the case of non-refundable ticket for air travel or security deposit of earnest money forfeited in the case of customer failing to avail the travel, tool, operator or hotel accommodation service or such other intended supplies should be assessed at the same rate as applicable to the service contract. Say air transport or tour operator service or such other services. So, if such cancellation money is forfeited or earnest money is paid by the customer, those are all treated as the supply and that will be charged at GST at the same rate at which the service contract is charged. Here one thing is there, however, as discussed above, forfeiture of earnest money by seller in case of breach of an agreement to sell an immovable property. अगर कोई immovable property purchase करने में breach करता है, वो immovable property buyer अगर नहीं पे करता है agree करने के बावजूद, तो जो अमाउंट forfeit होता है या जैसे immovable property by the buyer और forfeiture of government, अगर कोई गवर्नमेंट कंसिडरेशन forfeit करती है या कोई लोकल अथॉरिटी किसी ने बिड सक्सेसफुल बिड किया बट वो फेल हो गया, उन्होंने पेमेंट पूरा नहीं किया, तो जो forfeit अमाउंट होता है वो सिर्फ खाली फ्लो ऑफ मनी है, वो सप्लाई नहीं गिना जाएगा क्योंकि यहाँ पे मेन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है परचेज और सेल ऑफ इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी। उन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट सिर्फ खाली परचेज एंड सेल ऑफ इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी है, ना कि कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को ब्रीच करना पार्ट ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है। इट्स लाइक द डिसऑनर ऑफ चेक, जैसे डिसऑनर ऑफ चेक पार्ट ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं होता है, वैसे ही ब्रीच ऑफ अग्रीमेंट टू सेल भी पार्ट ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं होता है। एंड जो भी मनी फोरफिट होता है, वॉट एवर मनी इज फोरफिटेड कैनॉट बी treated as consideration for supply and hence cannot be taxable. Therefore, coming to an end, any difficulty in implementation of the circular may be brought forward to the notice of the board. And if anything which you have not understand, any point you have not understand, you can just mention it in the comment box so that I can give a proper reply for that to you. Thank you, and do please subscribe to the channel if you have not done earlier. Thank you.